In boxing, greatness isn't just in the punches you throw, it's in the steps you take. Muhammad Ali floated, Lomachenko disappeared, Prince Naseem danced. Today, we break down how legends use footwork to dance around danger, and how you can too. Before the punches come, before the knockouts happen, before the world gasps at a left hook or an uppercut, it's the feet that do the real work. Great boxers don't just hit hard, they control where and when the fight happens. They create openings, force mistakes, escape danger, all with their feet. Think about it. Ali's shuffle didn't just look pretty, it set traps. Loman's swinging at air. Even the most brutal punchers like Naoya Inoue rely on tiny, almost a fighter becomes a stationary target. With it, they become a ghost. There 1 second, gone the next. That's why footwork isn't just a bonus skill in boxing, it's the foundation of everything. Power fades, speed slows, but smart movement, it ages like fine wine. It's what separates the good from the great, the champion from the legend. Every great movement in boxing, every pivot, every slip, every knockout starts with one thing: balance. Without balance, footwork falls apart. Without balance, punches lose their sting. Without balance, even the greatest fighter turns into an easy target. And when you study the masters, you see it clearly. Muhammad Ali wasn't just floating for the cameras. He was a genius at maintaining perfect balance even while dancing around the ring. Watching carefully, no matter how fast his feet moved, his center of gravity stayed poised. That's how he could lean back from a punch by a fraction of an inch, just enough to make you miss, and then immediately snap back with a counter. He wasn't running, he was gliding on a razor's edge between attack and defense. The spirit of that mastery lives on in Shakur Stevenson. Shakur doesn't rely on flashy footwork or wild movements. His brilliance is in his efficiency. His steps are small, calculated, precise. He doesn't overcommit. He stays just outside the danger zone, forcing opponents to reach, to lunge, to take risks. And when they do, he punishes them. Shakur proves that footwork isn't always about flash. Sometimes it's about being clumsy. Balance and distance control are the twin pillars of footwork. One keeps you safe, the other keeps you dangerous. And the fighters who master both, they don't just survive wars, they command them. Balance and distance give you the foundation, but what separates the great movers from the once-in-a-generation artists? Angles, the ability to break the straight lines, to appear where the opponent least expects, and to turn defense into instant offense. Look at Vasyl Lomachenko, the architect of angles. His footwork isn't just quick, it's strategic warfare. Loma doesn't just step to his left or right, he vanishes off the center line, slipping past guards and creating blind spots faster than opponents can even react. 1 second, he's in front of you. The next, he's at your side, unleashing combinations you never saw coming. It's not about speed alone. It's about understanding how even a 6-inch pivot can completely change who controls the fight. Loma weaponizes angles like no one else. He doesn't chase knockouts. He engineers them. Terence Crawford, on the other hand, shows attack, Crawford into following, then in a blink, switch southpaw and strike from a completely different angle. Rhythm, your judgment of distance, one wrong read, one false step forward, and you're walking straight into a shot you didn't even see coming. Crawford uses footwork not just to attack, but to confuse, to make opponents second guess their instincts. Then there's Naoya Inoue, the monster with the tiniest, deadliest foot movements in the game. Inoue doesn't dance, he doesn't jump, he's realizing it. Watch him set up his knockouts, a tiny adjustment to his lead foot, a subtle angle shift, and suddenly the perfect shot opens up. Inoue doesn't need to create huge gaps, he needs just an inch of opportunity. That's all he needs to unleash power that feels like it came out of nowhere. His feet put him in position before the brain even processes the danger. Angles are not just about looking flashy, they are about rewriting the geometry of the fight. Straight line fighters move predictably, the masters carve invisible doors into the ring. They force opponents to turn, to reset, to hesitate. And in boxing, hesitation is death. This is how legends don't just survive. They set traps, they create chaos, and they attack when you're most vulnerable. Footwork isn't just about survival. It's not just about hitting without getting hit. For some fighters, movement becomes a mind game, a form of intimidation, a weapon that breaks opponents mentally before a single punch even lands. Enter Prince Naseem Hamed, the ultimate showman. Naseem didn't just move to escape danger, he moved to embarrass opponents. Dancing hands down, slipping punches by millimeters, springing off both feet like a coiled cat. His movement was so unpredictable, so flamboyant that fighters became afraid to throw. They froze, they hesitated, because every missed punch was punished. Naseem understood something deeper. Boxing isn't just physical warfare, it's psychological dominance. His footwork wasn't just evasion, it was mockery in motion. Fast forward to today, Ben Whittaker carries that same spirit into the modern ring. Whittaker's movement oozes confidence, pivots into poses, spins out of danger with a smile, drops his hands mid-fight just to make a statement, "You can't touch me." But here's the secret. Behind every flashy spin, every playful shuffle is rock-solid balance and sharp fundamentals. Whittaker is not reckless. He's calculated. He understands when to show off and when to laser in. His swagger footwork doesn't just entertain fans, it frustrates opponents, pulling them out of their game plan, making them reckless, desperate, emotional. The art of swagger isn't about disrespect, it's about control. It's about showing that you're operating on a different rhythm, a different wavelength. It's telling your opponent, without saying a word, "You can't even catch me, let alone beat me." And when done right, swagger movement cracks fighters psychologically. It makes them doubt themselves, doubt their timing, doubt their skills. And in boxing, the second you start doubting, you're done. Prince Naseem and Ben Whittaker proved that footwork isn't just a technical skill, it's a form of art, a form of dominance, a message written in motion. You're not just losing the fight, you're losing the battle for your soul. Styles change, eras evolve, but when you strip it all down, from the black and white footage of Willie Pep gliding around bewildered opponents to the colorful spectacle of Ben Whittaker styling on modern challengers, the common thread never changes. Balance, timing, distance, control. These are the universal laws of elite footwork. Muhammad Ali wasn't just dancing for the crowd, he was manipulating space, controlling every inch of the ring, forcing heavy-footed opponents to fight in quicksand. Willie Pep wasn't running, he was calculating, measuring inches with every slip and pivot, living in the blind spots where punches could never reach. Fast forward to today, Vasyl Lomachenko builds his angles the same way, moving 2 steps ahead of his opponent's mind. Shakur Stevenson doesn't waste energy. Every tiny shift is designed to freeze his rival just long enough for him to strike first. Naoya Inoue barely needs a full step, half a shuffle, a quarter pivot, and suddenly he's in range, detonating explosive power that no one saw. It's not about flash, it's not about chaos, it's surgical movement. Whether it's Ali circling, Loma disappearing, or Inoue creeping inside, the body moves, but the mind is always one move ahead. Old school or new school, flashy or fundamental, the greatest movers speak the same silent language, a language of balance, timing, and invisible control, where every inch won is a life saved, and every step lost can end your night. You think Ali just floated one day by accident? You think Lomachenko pivoted through walls of punches without brutal hours of drilling? Their secret wasn't magic, it was obsession. Muhammad Ali would spend hours practicing just the bounce, the sway, the backward lean without throwing a single punch. Willie Pep shadowboxed entire rounds where his hands stayed locked to his sides, forcing his legs to be his entire defense. Lomachenko's father made him spend years in dance classes before he could even throw punches seriously, building a mind-muscle connection that most fighters never even dream of. Inoue, he drills micro steps and weight shifts every day, teaching his body to hide power inside the smallest moves. Tell me this, which fighter's footwork blew your mind the most? Was it Ali's impossible glide, Lomachenko's disappearing act, or Prince Naseem's pure madness? Drop your favorite in the comments. I want to hear who you think danced their way to greatness. And if you're ready to unlock this level of movement yourself, smash that subscribe button. This is just the beginning. Here, we don't just watch greatness, we study it, we chase it, we live it. Because in boxing, smartest always hit hard.